another episode.
Yeah, mate. 4 weeks in a row now. It's our fourth one.
Yeah.
It's going good. Another one's popped up now. I think Cookie's had a go, hasn't he? He's having a go at us.
Well, I think obviously Rob's been involved with Bolton for a while, and he's done a lot of stuff with video in it. Yeah, it'd be good to see how that progresses.
Some good feedback as well this week.
Well, yeah. Before we go into that, new edition. The wife said our set's very boring. Said it looks like you're in the back office.
Are we sponsored by Warners?
No. So I have these hoardings that I put around the pitch, which I get made, and I just thought, for the sake of it, I'll just put one up every week so the video looks a bit different. But yeah, Warners this week. This is where we do, obviously, the majority of our academy stuff, our juniors.
Yeah.
And so just a little plug for them for the thank you for the support of the years. I think they was the first ones to really support us and give us a go. And without them, we probably wouldn't have got started with all the kids stuff.
No, definitely.
So yeah, that's in the picture. But yeah, feedback.
It's good. I think when did we have this conversation? Probably about a year ago, didn't we? Thought, well, good, give this a whirl, and we put it off. And then I can't remember which game was coming back after. Might have been after the York game, was it? We thought, well, was it York or the one before? I can't remember. It's only, whatever it was, 4 or 5 weeks back. We thought, to me, nobody knows still what futsal is. If you speak outside the futsal community, no one's got a clue what it is. No. They don't understand. When I've just explained to the guys at work, I've just travelled to Exeter a weekend, 275 mile there and back, 275 mile back, to go play futsal. I think I'm a nut job for going to play, 40 minutes of futsal? So we decided we're going to do something, but it had to be controversial. It was no good just going in and being all, all nicey nice, and we're all in the futsal community and no one falls out there and we're all respectful, and it's just, to be fair, it's boring. No one wants to see that. No one's going to sit down and watch me being really nice to anyone because they're not interested. No one's interested in me. Nobody knows who I am.
No. Well, I think, unfortunately, I think you started to make a name for yourself.
But people only watch because it's something different. Because, I swear a little bit on it, but... To
be fair, the first one, I think that's very over-exaggerated, how we normally are. It wasn't deliberate, I think. I think the York game was obviously a big game for us as a club. Obviously, I think the way I see York is the way they run their youth system, the way they bring the players through, the venue of the player, the crowd they get. For me, they're one of the top 3 clubs in the country. Yeah, so to turn up there, considering I think their ground is even within the East Riding boundary, it's literally a huge game for us, and for us to get anywhere near York is a massive compliment to everyone involved in the club. So obviously you had a bit of beef with Junior, obviously, for things that have happened in the past. Nothing serious, but I think it just meant a bit more. So you was obviously.
Sometimes you speak certain ways to get players reactions out of players. I think you saw me in the Sheffield game when we videoed that. I don't think I barely. I maybe did a couple, but on the first one it should have been completely all bleeped out. Yeah. But then then we get the feedback. We've had a couple, haven't we? Rolling the R's, and I think there's one from Skipton making me laugh. I do like Skipton. He's playing with him a little bit, but he's saying he's rattling on about I'm David Brent with Tourette's, and he's like, yeah, but I get that, I totally get that. But if we was all like Skipton, and I've read his Twitter pages, and he's rattling on about how he's lost his first game to them Team Potato, whatever they're called. Crouch Potatoes. I tell you now, Skipton, nobody is interested if you've lost in a 6-a-side game. You're not even playing futsal. And then you're rattling on. His best thing, he said, well, I sat down with, I think he said, he didn't tweet this, I sent it to you. I've sat down with my son, and I've watched your video, and he just carries on swearing. Right. I'll stop him there. There must be something wrong with you because after about 2 seconds watching the video, you see me swear. So if you've watched it for another quarter of an hour, and then he said, I couldn't believe he's calling the York players seeing next Tuesdays. Yeah, mate. I think if you was watching that with your lad, there must be something matter with you. You should have turned off about quarter of an hour previous. So if you're watching that with your kid, there's. You know,
I think for me, so
wrong.
I think how we've always worked together is there's times I know when I can be a bit of a dick. Sometimes I lose my head, and I get it. And you're always the first one there to calm me down. And there's obviously other instances where I think you're being a bit of a dick, and I have to play that part on your side. So for me, I think when you're on social media giving me stuff, my first thought is, oh no, how does this look on the club?
Yeah.
And obviously Skipton picked that up, but I think we made a decision. Well, I'll put it down. I'll say it another way. My intention was to work with Rob Smith and get him to bleep out all the swear words.
Yeah.
I got to 94 swear words, which is horrific.
I think 92. Yeah.
92, but it just wouldn't have worked if that was.
No.
It had to be raw. It had to be raw, and like I say, whether it's brilliant, whether it's I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't really care what people's perception of it is, but if we just agreed when we was doing it, it had to be raw, it had to be natural, and then hopefully that's what people take an interest in.
Yeah. So I hope people don't think I'm sat around the kids swearing and effing and jeffing around the kids.
No,
it's just not. No. It's when I'm. It's.
Yeah, I think it's the case.
Where I've worked all my life, it's just that's the language people use, and it's just when you're with the lads, it's sorry everyone, but yeah, that's the language it sometimes comes out. Yeah. But as you see on these sort of videos, I don't think we ever swear, do we? So, so yeah, sorry Skipton if you're a bit offended with that, but yeah.
But on the flip side, you've obviously got. I was listening last night to the Futsal podcast. Big shout out to Futsal podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't really get involved with any of the YouTube stuff. If I say YouTube to you, so was I get if there's any content out there. This is why I love doing what I do because in terms of what we've started, because I love seeing anything new out there. Which futsal, if I can discover something new and get into it, I'll give it a go. Futsal related. So for them to obviously, I made you listen to it today, didn't I?
Yeah,
for them to come back with that feedback, I think was just a bit reassuring because obviously, for as much as you've got a Skipton who think it shouldn't really be out there and it's damaging the club or whatever, or damaging futsal, you've got someone else who's going, this is brilliant, and he said it's great entertainment, and we're not. There was no point in that York game where you was doing that for entertainment, but if people find it entertaining, then brilliant. That's
well, it needs it. Sport needs something like that. Something where whether you like me or hate me, I don't really mind. But as long as you've got some emotion, it's going to grow the sport, and the futsal still is. It's been. No one knows what it is still, so we need to grow it. So if the more people that do it, like Bolton are having a good go now, it's brilliant. The sport will grow, and that's what we need.
The Elveshire one gets great views. The LDM movements, Jamie Shaw, that's brilliant. He gets thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. It's if we could have more teams just putting more content out, because I'm a bit like I say originally we was just like a bit like Skipton, where every time we got a result or something, it goes on social media. But when you're scrolling through Twitter, do you know what I mean? Like you say, are people really that interested in what score you've won or?
Couch potatoes beat them, you know. Beat Skipton.
I know.
It's a bad result for them. A few players out, I think. I've read on social media.
Right, but there you go. Right, you're killing me. You're killing me. Yeah, you're killing me. But yeah, so we'll keep doing it. We'll keep doing it, keeping ourselves, and that's all we can do. Hopefully, some people enjoy it.
If you're offended, don't watch it. But hopefully,
I have put a warning at the beginning.
Oh right,
I put a warning at the beginning. So we'll see.
Don't watch Skipton. Is that what you thought?
No. Right, move on. Right.
Surprisingly, just last one. Surprisingly, I'm still blocked on Twitter by Al Wilson. Yeah,
are you blocked by Skipton?
Skipton hasn't blocked me yet, but he might do after this. I hope he doesn't. I hope it's a bit of fun, but yeah, I'm still blocked by York. So if you're watching York, if you can just unblock me, it'd be nice.
Right. Okay. Okay, so we'll move on to last fixture.
Yeah, Bristol Welsh away. Horrible journey. Couldn't have got anyone worse in the Dead Rubber Cup game. Yeah, what was it, 275 miles. 4 of the first team didn't want, well, 2 were cup tied, 2 couldn't make it. So we've drafted in some of the young kids, get them a run out. It was, I thought we did all right in spells, but we just got, they've been playing a long while. They're all blokes. They can handle themselves, put themselves about, and they were just a bit too big and strong. But in spells, we missed a lot of chances, but our defending was shocking.
Yeah.
It wasn't what we was. Last 2 weeks we've been really good defending. This week, shocking, letting runners go, getting in behind us far too easy. And yeah, and every time they got in, they seemed to finish, and it killed us.
Yeah, I'm just editing the video for the courtside episode, and that it's like I say, the chances missed and some of the defensive scenarios that we put ourselves in are ridiculous, to be fair. So whether it's a bit of complacency, whether it's underestimating the opposition, whether it was just personnel, I think there was a mixture of everything. But yeah, 8-2 was it finish?
8-2.
8-2 finish.
Yeah, it was. We've had better days. But I said to the lads when I got there, it'd probably been cheaper for us to not turn up to that game and not pay. Like, I think everyone spent like 80, 90 quid on petrol to get down there. 3 or 4 cars are gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fine is for not playing, but that's not us.
No.
See, other teams would have bombed that fixture and not gone. And took the fine, but we've gone with half a team.
Yeah.
Cost us a fortune, and come back getting whooped.
I think you say, I'm just watching the clips in the change room. You say, let's make sure we're not going home, getting tagged to going all that way home and stuff like that. But I think we hoped for a result, but knowingly, I think obviously the 2 young lads coming in, there was never going to be able to handle an experienced team like that. To be honest, I didn't realise how experienced they were until I was watching. I started watching a documentary. I went into the change room after to the captain after and told him I'd just stumbled upon it. It showed him winning the Welsh League and going into the Champions League, and every player was the player that played against us. So they're obviously a very talented group of blokes, and obviously we're still starting out. We're still probably punching above our weight where we should be, but it's like I say, it's just a shame because that first 5 that started competed and they went 1-0 up and looked steady away.
Should have been 3-0 up, shouldn't we? To be honest.
And soon as I came on with the 3 young lads trying to obviously help them, it was tough. I was trying to everything was going on and they were just too organised. Too many set plays, too many runners. It was a very big call. It was a very tough fixture.
Yeah, didn't help. We picked up 2 injuries as well, didn't we? Going all that way, we pick up 2 injuries, so that's not going to help us in the Liverpool game either.
No. Right, back with kick-ins. Right, I had my goal last week. Shall I go again?
So what's probably bugging me at the minute, a bit of what we said earlier about the sport needs to grow. It's more teams, not clubs, that are getting a bit on me. I think we need to. We've got a lot of teams out there what I probably call 5-a-side teams, and there's nothing when you scratch the surface. There's just nothing. There's nothing underneath. Bolton have got a really good setup.
Yeah.
First team, they've got the second team, 16s, 14, got everything coming through.
Yeah.
We're always going to have players coming through. Other teams, a couple in the top flight maybe. There's nothing.
I think obviously this is discussed quite a lot. I think one of the biggest problems, if it is a problem, is the fact that probably the most well-known club in the country and the most successful club doesn't have any kind of view structure behind it, and it's literally probably some of the best players in the country coming together. When you watch the Helvetia one, Rob, the manager, he talks about he saw them as all individuals, and I think that's what they are. It's a lot of individuals coming together, winning things. But I think what you're trying to say is how does that help the sport? How does that progress? Is there a space for some of them teams to up the levels? I don't know.
I think these top clubs should be wanting to bring the young kids through, because where do they go if the player gets injured? They'll probably just go bring someone up and say, "Oh, I can give you £100, come and play for us.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, but even Man City, they've got all the money, they can do that, but they've got all the youth system in place, everything's there.
Yeah.
I think we've got a duty to grow the sport by bringing in youth teams. I know it's that good, but I see why teams don't, because it's such hard work.
Yeah.
I think we just said again tonight, we only get one, we get Thursdays off and that's it.
Yeah.
So every other night, we're on Saturday, Sundays.
Yeah.
We're doing something with the kids
Yeah.
or adult teams, now with a women's team. So it's hard to do it all, but if you want the sport to grow and to get where it needs to be, then they need to do it. Otherwise, we're just going to be a minority sport forever.
Yeah, I do agree. I've had a discussion with our good friend Hippie Hammer today about just a few things. Just he occasionally sends me a message and it just spirals into different conversations. But we was talking about about sustainability. So obviously, our club, for example, we put all our energy into youth team, women's, B teams, first teams. We'll put all our energy into growing everything and trying to build a club, and then we'll get stuck. We'll get stuck at a point because we can't get a venue. So just for example, today I got an email from the university saying it looks likely that we wouldn't be able to host across 3 courts next season, which, as I discussed previously, I want to try and play on an 18 by 38 or 40 court. Well, at uni we could do a 20 by 40 court, and it doesn't look like they would move there with the bookings. So we might get to a level where we've got everything in place, but we can't progress. So the requirements are stopping the progress of our club. Where there's some clubs like a Helvetia, if they've got a facility which they can just walk into, they can literally turn up with 7 blokes and compete because they've got the facilities. So we can put all that work in. So obviously Cambridge is issues with that is they put all their energy into getting the fans and everything and building environment and growing futsal, exactly what you're saying, and then a restriction saying they can't go forward. So I get it. I totally get it. I see it from both sides. I know the NFS. There was a document that went out there trying to put things in place so these teams that are just a team of players have to put certain things in. I think they're looking at maybe like a youth team, so then players are eligible for the England team, so it might be an under 19s, 18s, 16s, something along them lines, and then start and keep adding them requirements in. So these teams have to build. UEFA B coach has to be present. You can't get away with it. You can't disave. Do you know what I mean? So you might have to have a women's team in the future. I don't know. They might just keep adding things. We probably tick all them boxes, but we'll get stuck. we could have everything, win tier 2 North, and not be able to go up. That could be a stumbling point at some point.
I've got an idea. If we can't find a venue, maybe we could pitch Shell Junior.
I don't think that would be.
I think he'd like that.
No, I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah. No.
I'll text him. I'll put it nicely. I'll put it a little text for him. See what he says.
No, but no, we have spoke about clubs working together. That'd be a temporary. That'd be if that was ever to happen. That'd be a temporary thing.
I'm sure we'll find some.
But it's about that fan engagement, about the kids coming to watch.
Yeah,
that's what the sport needs.
Well,
that's just if we was to go there, that would be ticking a box, which defeats.
I think that's what I saw with Bristol. We went to Bristol and they've got to travel from Cardiff, and they went early all the way to Exeter because they couldn't get venues. So they played a decent standard, and how many people were watching? 2.
One was our cameraman.
One of them. So it's 2 people watching, but I get it. They're travelling 2 hours, so I'm sure everyone's got the same problem. But yeah, back to it. Teams need to start.
It is confusing, isn't it? Yeah. Teams need to start forming into clubs.
Yeah, absolutely. Liverpool. So Liverpool up next. Early kickoff. 20 past 11.
Yeah. So is it a different venue? Is that why?
I think so. It's not at Tranmere, I don't think.
It's not Tranmere.
No, I'm not quite sure where it is, but
yeah, I'm not a fan of Tranmere.
No, I thought it was getting.
It's the flaw for me. It's so hard.
Got changed in that classroom. Put it in a classroom, didn't they as well?
Yeah, I think there is showers, but I just think Poulton didn't want to give us them. Yeah, but I think it's a different venue. It's not there,
No,
is
it's
it?
not.
But yeah, early one again. What's your thoughts on that game?
Well,
a tough game last time we played, wasn't it?
It was a tough game.
We underestimated them, didn't we?
Yeah.
Being honest.
I didn't think they were great, but obviously they are. But yeah, with half a team, I think we've got 4 or 5 first teamers out, so.
Yeah. So yeah, quick one I think. We'll obviously get the courtside one out. I'm having problems with the sound. I tried hooking a mic up to you. I think it's done more damage than it was worth. It was rather too close, or the mic's just too cheap. So I'll keep playing around with it. But yeah, my efforts to improve things, I think I've made things worse. But we'll put it out there again. We're not claiming to be any professionals here. It's literally a guy and a mobile phone.
Yeah. And if Skipton want to bleep the noises out, just get in touch. Dan will send you the footage.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can help us out, Skipton. So you and your lad can watch it in your sandals.
Yeah. We'll finish there. Okay. Cheers. Bye.